Hi guys, this is 小宾仔. Today I tried SPACETIME Elapse YOUGA in pre-season. The damage is currently around 0.8 billion. Its normal is to remain at 2 billion. Now I've passed Timemark 7. I'm trying to pass Timemark 8, but since I'm out of beacon, the process is slow. So I just stop and make a video. Everything's going okay. There's enough damage to farm Timemark 8, but I can't farm smoothly from 8 to 1 upwards. Need to take my time and work on upgrading, because now FE has a greater chance to drop. It's quicker to ramp up. I've made a build code in the one quick recommendation, 小宾仔 GS. I'll paste this build code in the comment. If there's a need, you may save it and copy my strategy. For the whole build, skills can be entirely copied. Precise, deep pain is not a must. The regular one is just fine, because the precise one is cheap. I bought it. Also, precise, auto defense is not a necessity. I take guard for mind control. It's because Gladiator is so powerful that I've died a million times. So I choose guard to ensure my survival. You may change it to control spell or shorten duration when you have enough survival in the later stage. As to talent, you can choose according to these nodes. And follow my core talents above. The main point is Warlock. I choose off the beaten track here. If you're in the habit of taking blur, you can choose stab in the back. You take blink. If you're not a fan of blink, or if you want to use blurry steps, you can increase damage with blurry steps. As to Divinity Slate, you can use Goddess of Deception in early stage. The main affix is this, +6 affliction inflicted per second, -6% all resistance when the enemy has max affliction. And then there's this very crucial affix, +4% reaping cooldown recovery speed. You may get this one in the early stage, because it brings a 1.5 second cooldown against the same target while reaping. Here's a 6 second cooldown, reaping cooldown. The faster the cooldown recovery speed, the faster the reaping frequency. If you have a lot of FE, you may get max channel stats +1. This will sure make you do more damage, but it's a little expensive, so I didn't buy it. All the affixes of Goddess of Deception that add all skill level, like persistent skill level and passive skill level, can be chosen. If you want it to be both cheap and hurtful, you may consider this kind of affixes costing 1 FE, increasing reaping cooldown recovery speed and increasing 18% skill area, because increasing area can also add damage. In general, the cheaper ones are branded less often. Get the one that can be branded 12 times, so that you can brand and get a better affix. In terms of hero trait, you can choose first, second. Reap cooldown recovery speed can be chosen for trait. As to the other one, just take what you have. Take whatever's cheap. In early stage, you can choose the Secret of Time for memories. It can restore space-time energy every second. For every 3 points of temporal energy, gain an additional 1% damage over time. When casting Twisted Spacetime, 35 spacetime energy will be consumed, and you can gain up to 100 spacetime energy. In early stage, you got comparatively less energy shield, and there is relatively little spacetime energy. With these two Secret of Time, you can keep spacetime energy from getting too low, and use spacetime energy to provide additional DOT. As to another memory, you need adding Reaping and Repurification damage down to enemies to Twisted Spacetime's recorded damage. Another affix can be used to add energy shield, get additional affliction, or get additional DOT. Take whatever's cheap. It's still all about cheap. And finally, the gear. In early stage, without particularly much FE, how to craft a gear. First, there are 2 necessary affixes for your weapon. Rips DIT damage when dealing DIT damage. This one has a 1.5 second cooldown. The higher the affix level, the longer time reaping takes. But in fact, in the early stage, it's expensive to make advanced affixes. So as long as you get one, it's fine enough. The level doesn't matter. Even T3 works. If at the earliest, there's no such affix, or you don't have enough FE to buy it, you must include reaping in your skills. Reaping agony. Otherwise, you can't do enough damage. As to other affixes, you may choose erosion skill level, spell skill level, DIT damage, erosion damage, affliction, any of them is fine. When it comes to the prioritization, definitely skill level takes priority, then it's damage. Because in the event that the base damage is not high enough, affliction is not as pronounced, so you should look for damage first, and get affliction at a later stage. Well, except for getting a reaping affix on the weapon, you can also get it on other gears, because every time you reap, each reaping is calculated independently. The shoes. You can get reaping in King's Boon. It has a 6 second cooldown, and the cost is additional 10% DOT damage taken. It'll make you easy to die. You are already very fragile, and this will make you more fragile. And the low level ones take 10 flame elementium. If you get the level 83 or high level one, it's probably more expensive. So it doesn't really matter if you don't have this shoe. Without taking this one, you can go get basic shoes that add energy shield. Just make up for energy shield. Then you can go for resistance or something like deflection to ensure your survival. With this shoe, survival is in jeopardy. I was gonna throw it away, but since it's already bought, I chose to use it. Especially, more with less adds 40% additional DOT damage. You can take or leave the shoe. Eventually, you'll take feline steps. Feline steps is a little expensive now. It depends on your situation. Then you can get this affix in both the necklace and the belt. Search for it here. You can get this ripping affix in the belt. You may choose it if you have enough FE in the early stage. These all cost about 60 FE. I didn't go for the ones that were too expensive. These two positions. It's just a matter of taking affliction affixes, then making up for energy shield and skill level. But skill level has a little possibility to appear, so I give up looking for it. With plenty flame sand, you may try to look for skill level. Also max channeled stacks. Max channeled stacks +1. You may choose erosion skill level as prefix. Active skill level also works. A better affix for the ring is red cooldown recovery speed, but this is too expensive. It costs about 80 to 100 FE, not really necessary. If it appears, you can take it. If there's really no, you can choose like me, get resistance and affliction, also max energy shield and erosion damage. For the gloves, you may also choose this, but prices are still generally on the high side. If you've got enough FE, just buy it. If you lack FE, you can get a normal choice like me, get an energy shield and additional resistance. The chest armor. In the early stage, I recommend energy shield for prefixes and resistance for suffixes. It's a little better for survival. Here's aura and skill area, and the latter is T0. It was crafted by accident, and then I'm just gonna keep it. SPACETIME Labs YOUGA has a very high need for skill area because the expansion of skill area causes the bonus of skill effect duration. That's also why SPACETIME Labs YOUGA is quite suitable for this season. With the added physique, there will be additional increase of skill area. In later stage, the damage of SPACETIME Labs YOUGA will become higher and higher. The final choice for the chest armor will be Twilight Vestment and Imperial Might, but these two are expensive. They're too expensive now. You'd better not buy them now, then just use a regular chest armor. The helmet. You may buy Long Night Sorcerer's Mask, because it provides one additional spell skill level. Now a normal base only costs 3 FE. Just buy one and craft. This one came out with support skill level in only a few clicks. There's both energy shield and affliction, so I just keep it. This one's pretty good. The build basically looks like this. At last, let me show you the farming.